everybody, I'm Jen,
And I'm Tammy.
and they call us Woo.
Welcome back, everybody. Today, we have the pleasure of talking about something that is happening on this very day. Um, Not the day that you guys are listening, because we're recording on a different day than you're listening on, mind you. But it is the summer solstice today, and
hmm
tomorrow is the strawberry moon. So we decided that we wanted to talk about that because it is happening
hmm
today. Um, so, for those who are unfamiliar with what summer solstice is, Tammy, do you want to talk a little bit about what you have researched, what you have read, and what is in your noggin about what summer
Sure.
solstice is?
So it is the longest day of the year as far as sunlight goes. So
Yes.
just like in the winter solstice that we talked about last winter, which is the shortest day with the least amount of sun, this is the halfway mark. So our day is the longest that it will be today. And right? I love the sun, even though we don't have much of it today. I'm okay with having a super long day. Um, I don't know. Summer solstice, I feel like it makes a lot of sense because most people I feel like get so much more energy in the summer, and it kind of goes along with the cycles anyway. I mean, we are part of the animal kingdom, and everyone in the animal kingdom tends to get more like hibernate or get a little bit more calm in the winter, and then the summer, that's when you have all the energy and all the stuff is happening and all the things are growing and you have so much stuff that you want to do and the sun gives you so much energy. So summer solstice is really about celebrating the energy and the life of the sun and all of its vibrancy. And there's traditions going back a very long time. I was looking into some of the midsummer traditions, which we had this whole conversation about this maypole thing, right? So part of the traditions is like celebrating the rain and the fertility of the time. So it's celebrating with wildflowers, and people make crowns and headdresses with the flowers and celebrate and have fires and all this stuff. And we were trying to figure out this maypole thing because we're like, well, maypole, that's like May Day, but really, I
Yeah.
guess it is a part of the midsummer tradition. So if anyone has seen that before, which they might be more familiar with because there was like a horror movie that came out a while ago about midsummer. So I feel like everyone has seen some stuff about that. I haven't watched the
This
movie,
is
but
not a day of horror, everybody.
no, but they make horror movies about everything, so it's fine.
Yes, they do.
But basically, it's like the big pole that they put up and they decorate with different greenery, and then there's like strands of these flowers coming off of it, and they dance around the pole. So it's celebrating the life and the vibrancy of the sun, the halfway through the growing season, or for a lot of places, and that's kind of some of where some of those traditions come from. I guess, yeah. Anyway, my brain was going to go a bunch of different places with that, but
Oh, if
for
you knew what was in my head right now, you'd be like, what is going on?
but I'd like to celebrate all of the things that make our seasons unique. I mean, everything is this big beautiful circle of life, right? Like our whole
A circle of love.
yeah, exactly. Our whole year is this beautiful circle. Our lives are a beautiful circle. It's like celebrating a part of this life cycle where a really important energetic component to our lives is at its most vibrant today.
Mhm.
So people like to oh, there was one thing I saw too where people would light bonfires and jump over them, which you mentioned was a good like energetic release, which
Yeah.
you can talk more about that.
Of course. So, fire is a clearing agent, so it helps to burn off anything that you're trying to get rid of. It's part of the reason why we burn herbs. It helps to clear, it helps to bring the smoke up to the gods, to the upper realms for things to be cleared and for things to be heard. So if you're jumping over the fire, everything that's being cleared from your system, the heat is like heating up everything and boiling it off of you essentially. And that smoke is carrying everything that you're releasing up to the heavens to be released. So it's kind of like smudging yourself, but jumping through a fire, which is slightly dangerous if you're clumsy like me. Um, make sure it's a little fire, everybody, if you're going to jump over it. It's like Jack jumped over the candlestick because a candlestick is little and it's easy to jump over, and a giant bonfire will start you on fire if you're not careful. So
Yes, we
be
are not
careful, everybody.
recommending that people set themselves on fire.
Yes, please don't do that. That would not be good. Yeah,
No.
jump over a little fire and don't jump in the fire. Like you don't need to touch the fire. Just going over it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I like that because I know you love ceremony involving fire, and it is such a
Yes.
good release. I have this group of women I like to get together with sometimes and do a lot of fun stuff, and I've just had this urge lately to have a bonfire on the beach, and I love doing like releasing burning ceremonies where you can write something down and throw it in the fire and allow the smoke to take it up. And I just had this really fun image in my head that we're, weather permitting, we're going to do of all of that where you get to just like have a lot of fun and dance around, maybe drum, do all kinds of
People,
fun
they're gonna
stuff.
howl at the moon. I heard the plan. They're gonna howl at the moon. They're really werewolves.
Yes. And the summer solstice brings it out of us.
Ow!
But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's just the vibrancy of the day and the summer. But it makes sense, right? Like why fire would be such a big piece of all of this.
Yeah.
But also, I liked that some of the stuff I was looking at brought in the rain piece of it too, right? Because
Yeah.
that is what makes everything grow. And this time of year is that nice, like, juxtaposition of the heat and the fire of the sun with the rain to help nourish everything and keep it growing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just a beautiful time of year.
I agree with that. And I'm in a different place than you, and it is very warm. We're gonna get into triple digits where I am.
Mm.
And so I don't know if having a fire is gonna be a great
Maybe
thing
not,
tonight, especially because we have a lot of wind here.
but you could do a
Um,
rain dance and hope to get some rain.
yes. Yes. That would be awesome.
Hmm.
Depending on last night it felt nice and cool in the upper 80s, low 90s at night at like 10 o'clock. So if it gets down like that, maybe we can still do a fire at night. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. But one of the things tomorrow is also full moon, and it is the strawberry moon, which is also called the honeymoon. Which is kind of funny because we talk about honeymoons and like the beginning of marriages and
Hmm.
the sweetness that comes with that. But the strawberry moon is also a harvest term. It's like the shortness of the strawberry growing season. So it's like the strawberry moon comes in for a very short period of time. And this year, the strawberry moon is in an earth sign. So it's a good time to manifest money. It's a good time to manifest abundance. And it's a good time to celebrate like the harvests in your life and celebrate the incoming abundance of food and nourishment and energy. Um, and Strawberry Moon, I get so excited about Strawberry Moon. I love strawberry moons because you can take water and put it in glass
Oh,
containers and you put
moon
it out
water.
in the moon and you get this beautiful, loving strawberry moon water. So the strawberry moon also brings love in. So it's like this loving kindness, gentleness when you're drinking your water. So um, I will use my strawberry moon water. Somebody just reminded me to make my cacao with it because
Nice.
it is also opening your heart, but you can mix it into your bath water to help to clear any of the old belief patterns around receiving,
Mm-hmm.
and also the old belief patterns around unworthiness of love.
Mm.
So you just take a couple tablespoons of it and mix it into your bath water when you're doing a bath soak, and it helps you to clear those things. So, strawberry moon, we will continue the strawberry moon energy for a little while. Usually it's like 5 to 7 days after the moon. So
Mm-hmm.
the day that this should be posting will be like the ending of that energy, but you'll still be in that energy. So everybody go outside and suck up some of that strawberry moon energy so that you can feel that shift happening. You'll be soaking
Mm.
it up even though you haven't heard us talk about this, but just so you
I
know.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Well, I really enjoy when it's not raining because it's been raining buckets around us lately. But I like going out on my little outdoor space and doing like meditations and stuff in the evenings and mornings sometimes. So I'm hoping that I'll get to actually make some moon water if the skies ever clear up. But if
Well,
not, I can still go and enjoy the energy because it's still there regardless.
collect the rain.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And then you can like water all of your plants with it and like give that loving strawberry moon energy to all your plants too.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. I have solar lights hung up on this little like enclosure in my outdoor space that are relatively cheap. So all of the little globes always collect water for me.
Nice.
So I will probably have a ton in there.
I was gonna say, just don't let them hit whatever battery components are in. Oh,
The
they're all
lights
solar.
seem to be
So,
fine. It's just like little LED lights or whatever. So
okay.
it's just the little like globe itself, the little plastic
Okay.
globe that collects the
Okay.
water. So I go out there and just dump them into the plant sometimes. So
Yeah.
maybe I will take them inside and dump them into my indoor plants this time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
that's a good thought.
the other thing that is a good way to clear energy, and since we're talking about rain and like how it nourishes the land, it also nourishes us. It also helps clear us. It's just like fire. Like you
Hmm.
run water over you to help you clear and bring flow into your life. Go jump in puddles. If you have a lot of water right now, a lot of rain, go jump in the puddles. One, you are totally getting in touch with your inner child.
Hmm.
But it is very much the energy of um receiving an abundance and flow and washing yourself clean. Um, I love jumping in puddles. It's one of my favorite things. I love it so
Mm,
much.
me too.
I used to have to try to control myself when I was walking with other people if there was a puddle because I would walk past and be like, there's a puddle there. There's a puddle there. I really want to jump in it. And everybody's going to get wet if I jump in it, but I really want to jump in it. And so I've spent a lot of my lifetime trying to control myself from jumping in puddles. And luckily, my fiance gets very playful with puddles too. So every once in a while, he'll go jump in a puddle. I'm like, yes. So then we both
Perfect
jump in a
match.
puddle and we're both wet then. And then it's fine. It doesn't matter if either one of us gets wet.
I love
Um,
that. I always
yeah.
have great memories because my dad would like to go outside in the rain sometimes too, and it I couldn't go out and jump in puddles if there was any lightning. So it was always like if there's no lightning, you can go out and, and just having like these warm summer rains where you run outside
Yes.
and you just play in all of the water running down the street and the sidewalks. So much
Yeah.
fun.
And the abundance of worm smell.
Yeah, there is that. There is that too. But then that brings out all of the birds who are just having a buffet after all of that.
I was gonna say my chickens love the worm smell.
Yes, yes. That's funny that you mentioned that though, because I came home the other day from just like it was just a really beautiful like experience. I was around some people that just really filled me up and stuff. And every time I have those kind of experiences, usually everything looks like really bright and like really vibrant for a little while. Everything just feels really good, kind of like you're just floating around.
Yeah.
And it had been raining really hard, and then when I got home there was a little break, and so I was gonna pull my car into the garage, but instead I just walked around in the water and stuff for a while because I'm like, this is so fun, because we have had, like I said, buckets and buckets of rain, so it was like a fun to have like a little moment of being able to enjoy the water without also getting like dumped on.
Yeah.
But it's also just like all the, I don't know, like when you're in that good mood, it just elevates your mood even more.
Yeah.
That playful energy, and warm summer rain is the best.
Yes. Yes. I love when you get to go and jump in the puddles and it feels warm and then you step in the puddle and you're like, "Ooh, it's chilly." Like I
Yeah.
love the chilliness of the water on my toes and my feet. Like I'm doing that thing. For those who are not watching us, I close my eyes when I get visual images or when I'm feeling sensations in my body. I close my eyes so that I don't get the like visual of what's happening in front of me in like
Mm-hmm.
real time. And I go back into this place and I'm feeling it right now, like sticking my toes into that kind of chilly water when it's warm around you. I love that. I love it so much. And then when you jump in it and the puddle comes up and then you're covered with the kind of cold water, but then there's the heat,
Mm-hmm.
it feels so lovely.
There's a lot of there's a lot of fun, like playful kind of like, I don't know, getting reconnected with my little fun inner child that I've been experiencing lately. So stuff like that always, it always brings back good memories, and I've always wanted to be one of those women who, as they age, they just don't care what anybody thinks, so they can just be playful their whole lives.
Yep.
Like I get people who, if you haven't seen are us in person, I have colorful hair, and
Mhm.
I get people sometimes who like find so much joy in that,
Yeah.
and or have like their moments where like, man, I wish I could do that. And like, well, why not? And I've thought about that sometimes. I'm like, am I ever going to get sick of this? And I'm like, no, I think I do want to be one of those older women who still jumps in puddles and has like ridiculously colored hair because it's fun.
Yes.
Because it's fun, and I don't need to care what anybody thinks about it other than the fact that I'm having fun. And then when I have fun with it, everybody else seems to have fun with it too.
Well, yeah.
So maybe if we do get rained out on the night that we wanted to do the big bonfire, we will have to find some puddles to jump in instead. That is another good way to think about that. And then, hopefully the neighbors don't call the cops on like a bunch of 20 to 70-year old women running around jumping in puddles.
And howling at the moon. Like
Yes. Don't worry about
there's
it.
werewolves in our neighborhood and we don't
Mind
know
your
what
own
to
business.
do.
It's fine.
Well,
I
I was
did.
kind of
Oh, sorry. Go
thinking,
ahead.
oh, I was kind of thinking maybe I could go outside since we don't have the rain. I could go outside and I could interact with all the plants in the gardens and give love to the abundance of gardens that we have and kind of collect some of the harvest, the early harvest, and love on all those things and just celebrate that way. Like a little bit more calm because I probably don't want to like dance through all of my tomato plants. That may not end well. But I was kind of thinking about that, like something if somebody's not a super I wouldn't say not playful, but if somebody doesn't want to do something that's super active, just going out and interacting with the abundance around them
Hmm.
and the abundance in nature is actually a really good thing to do at this time of the year too.
It is. And even if you hear this and you go, oh man, I didn't, do anything for summer solstice, there's still that energy that's
Hmm.
active. And there's still, if you are really into connecting with your chakras, it's like there's little things you can do, like connecting with your solar plexus with that beautiful yellow, vibrant, I mean, that is your sun energy right there.
Yep.
And then into your sacral chakra with the beautiful orange. It's just all about this like vibrant sense of self and confidence and creation, and it's just such like it just makes sense with the sun, right? That's the energy of the
Yeah.
sun. And one of the things when I was looking at different stuff that people do that I thought was kind of fun is making themselves either something that they can drink or like a simmer pot with like oranges and lemons and spices, all of these like colors that kind of match with the energy
Yeah.
and taking that in. And I love that idea of even just little, like tiny little ceremonial things or rituals that you can do
Yeah.
for yourself that just give you that pause, which is really what all of these celebrations are always about, right? It's just giving you the
Yeah.
pause to be like, wow, this is really cool, to engage with this energy that's happening today, to just take a moment to enjoy it. Because a
Yeah.
lot of these celebrations involve like dancing and like making all kinds of noise and just being like your most
Hmm.
vibrant form of yourself, which is a blast. Like we can
Yeah.
do that sometimes, and that is it's just a good way to do it around this time of year because we have this lovely long day and
Yeah.
all of the sun that we can celebrate.
Yeah. You got me thinking about like what I could be drinking, the colorful things I could drink today. And I'm like, I could make like a carrot, lemon, turmeric, delicious, orangey, yellowy
That sounds good.
yumminess with a little bit of ice and go sit out in the heat and drink that.
That sounds delicious.
I know I'm like,
I know
juicer's coming out.
beets are red, but one of my favorite juices that I ever used to make was orange, grapefruit, lemon, carrot, beet, turmeric.
Mm.
I think that was everything that was in it. Oh, and a little ginger. Oh my god, so good. And
That
it makes
sounds like
this
the
like
sunshine drink I used to make.
it does make this lovely color of like sunshine. This like beautiful colored juice, but it's so delicious.
That is the first beet juice, or that's the first juice that I ever made that I spilled all over the floor. Like it was horrible. I don't think it had the beets in it. I think it had everything else. It was very orange. And I have this picture of my feet in this giant puddle of all of that juice on the floor. And I had this moment of, oh my gosh, what did you just do? And my brain flipped a switch and I was like, well, it's already all over my feet. I might as well play in it. So I just stood there playing in it for I don't know how long. And then I was like, I should take a picture. So I took a picture of my feet in it and I posted it to social media. I was like, well, this happened and I'm just going to play in
You're
it.
gonna make the best of it.
Yeah, it felt really good on my feet.
Well, at least some part of your body got to enjoy that juice that
Yes.
day.
I ended up making more. I was in the middle of a juice cleanse.
Mm.
Like, I don't know, a really long juice cleanse. It felt like it was really long. And I was so sad because that was my very favorite of all the juices.
Oh.
And so, like I said, I had this moment of, oh,
Oh no.
my juice. And when you're doing a juice cleanse like that, you buy just what you need. So it was
Mm.
like I had to drink a different juice that day because I didn't have any more. Like,
Sad.
yeah, but yeah, but it was super fun. I just played in it for a while and then my husband at the time, I'm sure, was like, "What are you doing?" Like,
So we don't really have to tell you how to celebrate summer solstice. You already have that joyful, childlike energy just in you all the time, which is
I'm just gonna spill
lovely.
juice all over the floor and play.
Well, I hope that people can share with us some of the things that they like to do around this time of year too, because I think that there's so many different things you can do. Where, like I said, when we talked about the winter one, that felt like very much like going inward, resting, which is kind of what the season is about in the winter.
Yeah.
Taking the time to just spend a little time with yourself, do something soothing. And this is like all about the vibrancy, like the other side of that coin, the vibrancy and the joy and the playfulness. And there's so many things we can do to experience that joy and that playfulness, no matter what part of the world you are in. Although, to be fair, if you're on the other side of the world from us, you're doing opposite right now. But you know what I'm trying to say.
Yep. Go back and listen to the winter stuff. Do that.
Well, I will say, even with all of the rain and I probably won't get to see the sun today. I've really been enjoying how lush and green everything is right now, though. Like, my plants are so flippin' happy right now. Just going crazy with all the storms. So I get to at least go out and enjoy. Like, I might not be able to see the sun, but I get to see the really brightly colored plants, which
nice
is a good other way to be able to do that for anyone who lives around me who hasn't seen the sun in a little while, or perhaps those who just live in those climates all the time.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of celebration for my cat too, because this also brings a lot of bugs. So sometimes he likes celebrating by chasing bugs around.
Nice.
He's not very good at catching or doing anything with them, but he loves chasing them.
Really?
It's like he doesn't want to. He just wants to play forever. So he doesn't actually ever get to the point where he like catches them. He like messes with them, but he doesn't. Yeah, he'll just like watch them for a long time too. It's kind of funny. I'm like, "Are you gonna do anything?" And he's like, "Nah."
No.
He's probably smart enough to be like, "Well, you'll feed me later, so I'm just gonna play with this."
My cats pounce them and then they sit and bat them around on the floor, and then they just leave them there, and I have to clean them up later. But now I just bring them out to the chickens.
Oh, there you go.
So the cats get them. I bring them out to the chickens. The chickens eat them, and it's good.
Perfect.
It's good. I have a song in my head because you keep saying sunshine. And I have a song from my childhood in my head that's, "Oh, Mr. Sun."
Yes.
Sun,
When
Mr.
you said
Golden Sun.
that popped in my head too. Please shine down on me.
Yes.
Yes.
Now I'm going to have that in my head all day long. I'm going to be outside singing that.
I love that. Well, I'll try my best to send a little rain your way, and you can try your best to send a little sun my way.
Yes.
And then we can balance out somewhere in the middle.
Yes.
But I do hope that everybody enjoyed this little joyful experience we've had around the vibrancy of the yellowness of the sun and the chakras and the traditions that people have and all of the sunflowers that are behind. I saw those. I was going to say something. The sunflowers behind Jenn. And if you have anything that you really enjoy doing for summer solstice, we would love to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if it's dancing in puddles.
Pubbles?
Puddles? Pubbles. If you're
pub-
dancing in
in
puddles,
public-
I would like to know what
public puddles.
puddles are.
They're public puddles.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us again today, and we will talk to you again next week.
Hey, bye.
If you want more woo, please feel free to check the links in the description. Of course, we love hearing from you, so keep letting us know all of your lovely ideas. Have a beautiful day, our wonderful woo mates.